At this time, we're going to be favored with the youth group and those who've gone to Rocky Mountain High, and they're going to share a bit of their experiences there.
Okay, so I was the only girl who went, so I got to spend the week with all these boys and Chelsea. We left early Saturday morning and we came home late Wednesday night. You have church 2 times a day while you're there, and then during your free time you can kind of just do whatever you want. We went whitewater rafting, we went to Rocky Mountain National Park one of the days, and then the other day we just spent time there on campus playing mini golf, basketball, volleyball. There was pickleball, really whatever you wanted to do. My favorite thing was probably the whitewater rafting. We got to see 3 baby bears, so that was cool. And then probably my biggest takeaway from the church side of it was that no matter where you're at in life, everybody's going to have doubts, whether you're in your faith journey or just doubts in life. And during those times, go to God's Word and His people and just never lose sight of what He's trying to tell you.
I would say my favorite thing was that Chelsea and Cody got us into the national park there, and that's really hard is what they said, so lucky enough we got in and we went hiking there and we found this big rock and we definitely jumped off of it straight into the water. It was scary. It took us about 15 minutes for us probably to decide that we were actually going to jump and that it was safe and that the water was deep enough, and well, we just went and did it, so that was fun. And my biggest takeaway was that going to church and youth group is good and stuff, but if you want to have an actual relationship with God, you need to do more outside of church and youth group. Read the Bible, pray, talk to Him as much as you can. So, yeah.
Well, Grant did good there, but I don't know, it was fun. Probably my favorite thing, this is going to be shocking to you guys, but probably during the free time because you get to talk to whoever you wanted to. So that was fun. Met a couple of good friends from Esteline, South Dakota. I would say that's probably the funnest thing we did during the days. And then, I don't know, my biggest takeaway was God doesn't appreciate you to be only good a couple days a week. He wants you fully committed all the days, and that, I don't know, kind of being a two-sided Christian isn't always the best thing.
My favorite thing was probably the whitewater rafting in the national park. It was just a fun thing to see, and the thing I learned is you can't let God come to you. You got to go help Him and chase Him with your stuff.
My favorite thing was whitewater rafting, and takeaway is the difference of knowing of God and actually knowing Him.
One of the things that I really liked there was with the speaker. He gave a couple really good illustrations, and one of them was he was talking about, he was a really avid Michael Jordan fan. He had the posters, he watched them, he knew the teams he played for, he knew all the stats, and he finally got to meet him someday, and he told them, and he says, "Hey, I know all this about you," and Michael Jordan says, "Cool." And he said, you know, that you can relate that with your relationship with God. You can know everything about God, but if you don't have a relationship with God, you don't have anything. You don't want to get to heaven and say, "Hey, I know all about you, God," and you don't want God to say, "Cool." You want God to say, "Hey, welcome home. I'm glad you're here." So that was one takeaway I had. And then one of the things that I thought was really cool was with the 10 kids that we took. What a great group of kids, great kids. And it was really neat to see God working in their lives while we were there. You could see that. So.
It was a pleasure to take these kids. One of the things I took away from it was he was talking about our relationship with Christ. And he gave the illustration of when he got married. He proposed in New York, and they planned this wedding, and it was perfect, and they said their vows, and they danced the night away. And he said, at the end of the night, I got in my car and went back to my apartment, And my wife got back in her car and went to her apartment. And life went on. And he says, no, that's not how it's supposed to go. But often we do that. We come to church on Sunday and we leave God there. And we go on about our own separate life, even though we're supposed to be building that relationship. And that was one illustration I thought was really good. And I think my funnest part was we had a good group of kids, and we all had a blast, I think we can say. And lastly, I would like to thank you guys as a church for supporting us in taking these kids. We greatly appreciate the church backing us, and especially with the help of youth group and stuff. Thank you guys for being involved and helping us when we play games and stuff like that. It makes our job very easy, so thank you.